Hello guys, welcome back into Teaching for Life. In today's video, we're going to be sharing about the 4 steps to learning from your mistakes. And what is this video all about? Well, this video is all about is because there's many people in this world, they're just wondering why they keep making the same mistakes every single time. And what I'm here for is to really change your mindset into a person who could stop making mistakes, learn from it, and move on. So that's what the whole point of this video is. So if you guys are ready, then let's get into the video. Alright, so for the first step of this video is going to be identifying the error of the mistake. And why do we want to identify the error when we made a mistake? Well, the reason why we want to identify the error is because when you identify the error, you see where you went wrong, and then you go, okay, I went wrong over here, so maybe I can change the pattern to go somewhere else. So that's what the whole point of learning from your mistake is identifying, clarifying the mistake, see what you're doing, or maybe if you maybe drop this book on the ground, maybe you'll see the next time that maybe you just keep it right here so that the book won't drop on the ground. So that's how clarifying and identifying the error. So that's the first thing you need to do when you guys have made a mistake. So always remember that when you guys have made a mistake, identify what went wrong and what could you do so that you can't repeat that same mistake. So that's what you should do. So let's move on to step number 2. Alright, so for step number 2 is going to be like put the mistakes, put the clarifying into practice. So when you guys to clarify the mistake, put that lesson into the practice. So let's say if I drop this pen on the ground, now what I have to do is that I shouldn't only be clarifying a mistake by dropping this pen on the ground. I should be thinking that I should be practicing not to drop it on the ground. So that's why you're gonna have to clarify. You don't have to always clarify. You don't only have to clarify, but what you also have to do is that you have to make sure that where you leave it, it doesn't fall to the ground. That's what this law of sense of anticipation. And if you guys haven't seen the video yet, then go back to my previous videos and then start watching it. So let me explain this in more detail. So as I was saying about put the lessons you've learned into practice, what this really means when you dig deeper is that, what have I learned? So let's say I dropped this pen on the ground, like what have I learned now? So let's say if I was a person who actually dropped this, like physically, if I actually dropped this pen on the ground like this, and then now, what have I learned? I've learned that maybe I should stabilize the pen properly into my hand so that it won't be able to fall on the ground like this. Or maybe next time don't drop it into a place where it will break. Anticipate what's going to happen when you drop it. So that's why put the lessons you've learned into practice. That's what's really, really important to learning from your mistake as well. And now let's move on to step number 3. Alright, for step number 3, I'm going to share about move past embarrassments. And what does move past embarrassment mean? You guys may be thinking. Let's say, as I was talking about the pen, let's talk about this pen right here. As you can see, like I was saying, if I drop the pen over here, and now, let's say the other people in the background were laughing at me that I dropped the pen, I wasn't able to handle it, like it always felt slipping off my hand and falling there. Move on the past embarrassment. Move the past embarrassment. Just move it. Just move on. Just because people are laughing at you there, just ignore them. Just move on, because if you keep focusing on them, you're more likely to make that exact same mistake again. The one thing I advise you to do is that just ignore the crowd, ignore what they're saying. Ignore what they're saying. If it's negative, just ignore them. Just say, okay, I can do this. I'll learn from my mistake. I'll clarify. I'll put this into practice. So that's why many people are really stuck on making this mistake. They're stuck in this habit that they just constantly do it without even thinking. That they just the past mistakes that they've made, they keep making that mistake because of all the people who have been putting them down to not be able to learn from that mistake. So that's why you shouldn't really let that stop you. And if you don't want to let that stop you, then make sure you guys go to my previous video about the never give up motivation. That way you'll be motivated to be able to do this. So anyway, let's move on to the last step of this video. Alright, so for the last step of this video, which is step number 4, is that the one thing that you guys should know before I end this video is that remember that you can't avoid mistakes. That's very important. You can't avoid mistakes. You see, maybe I might make a mistakes like probably like in my videos, and then I have to restart again and again and again and again, because you're gonna have to make mistakes so that you can be able to achieve your dreams. Because people who don't make mistakes, then they're not learning. I mean, if you don't learn, then you won't be able to be smart, and if you're not smart, then there's possibly nothing we can do, unless if you have a mindset that I want to learn, then you can become smart. So that's what the last of this video is. Just remember that you can't avoid mistakes. And when I mean that you can't avoid mistakes, I'm not saying that you go and I go physically drop this. I go physically drop to say, oh, I made a mistake. No, that's not what making a mistake is. Making a mistake is when you're trying to do something. And let's say if I read the word powerful, I were if I did not spell the word power or did not write it properly. That's what a mistake is. It's not when you actually intentionally physically do it wrong. That's not a mistake. You're just doing it on purpose. So that's what the last step of this video means. Remember that you can't avoid a mistake. And thank you guys for watching this video. 4 steps to learn from your mistakes. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every single time when I publish a video. And thank you guys for watching Teaching for Life, and Happy New Year to you guys, and Teaching for Life.